Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name is Jim Sabelko. This is the No Half Cakes podcast, and it is Monday, which means it's time for Mindset Monday. If you're new here, what I like to do is start off the week going through a positive mindset to help us win the day, win the week, win the month, win the year. That's how this goes. Now today, it's really what I want to talk about is the consistency of showing up versus the intensity of just being really all about it one time and then not being consistent. I want to talk about progress, not perfection. I want to talk about the fact that I am recording this on Monday, today, the day that you're watching this, for the third time because I messed up. Okay, so I want to be really real and raw with you. I think that's going to be the most helpful way to share this lesson and to give you what you need for this week. So let's break it down. Today is Monday, September 2nd. It is Labor Day here in the U.S. It's a holiday, signifies pretty much the end of summer for most people. Most people are getting ready to go back to school or already have. So there's a lot kind of going on in this season. And I'll be real with you. I missed where I was supposed to record this episode earlier in the week to get it to my editor in time where he could edit the video, get it scheduled, get it published. I normally like to get these things published around 9 a.m. on Monday morning. It is currently 12:10 on Monday afternoon when I'm recording this right now. And obviously that's not Monday morning at 9 a.m. So I had a couple options. The first thing was I could say, man, I goofed up. Skip it. I'll upload my next one on Wednesday and we'll just pretend this never happened. Or I could take accountability for the fact that I missed what I was supposed to do and show up anyway. Now, I'm not necessarily as prepared as I wanted to be to do this one. And if you'll notice, this is the third time I'm recording this video, as I said. Reason being, I did this half hour ago. Exported the whole thing, uploaded it, and then realized that the microphone was not connected. So I recorded a video with no audio, which obviously is of no use to you. Now, why do I share all that? I think it's important to share failures and understand that I am human just like you. I goof up sometimes too. So let's be real about that. Number two is really what I'm talking about, the consistency of effort, not the intensity. Okay, it's really easy to be intense that one time when you're super motivated to do a thing, when you're feeling like you're out of shape and you go sign up for the gym, but then you don't go anymore after that first day. Okay, how often do you see that? Maybe some people make it a week, a month, they fall off. When you start a diet, you're right, hey, I'm going to start Monday. Monday comes rolling around. You get through, one good day and then an opportunity presents itself. You fall back off. Okay, it's easy to be intense in this situation. It's much harder to be consistent. Yeah, especially when we put so much pressure on being perfect. Because let's face it, none of us are perfect. All of us are going to make mistakes. We're going to come up against situations where it just doesn't work out the way that we intended it to. Okay, now we've got options in that situation. We could either be pissed off, blame other people, let it set us back, or we can continue to push forward with that consistency. So I shared the first part of this where I goofed up, missed the mark, recorded with no audio, went through all this stuff, only to come back and record this again now just to share it with you because I want you to understand the importance of showing up consistently. Okay, this might not be my most perfect podcast episode. It is clearly not well thought out and structured ahead of time. Okay, I don't have my usual notes. I'm not necessarily as prepared as I normally would be to do this. But again, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Okay, so if one person hears this and they get that little inkling of, man, you know what? Consistency might be the answer that I've been missing. My job is done. Okay, and that's what this is for. I made a commitment to show up and do these episodes. I'm not going to let myself have an excuse because I goofed up and have that affect somebody else. Okay, that's on me. I'll own that one, and I'll sit here and I'll do it again and again and again until I need to get this episode live. If the video cuts out, if the audio cuts out, whatever the thing might be. Okay, I'm not worried about these being perfect. I'm not worried if there's a couple ums and ahs in here because I'm a real person. Okay, this is the same conversation you and I would have if we were sitting in person together. I'd tell you the same thing. I want you to understand the importance of being real, the importance of showing up consistently to do the thing. Even when that consistency looks like up and down in intensity, okay, because there's going to be some days where you're super motivated to do a thing, You give it that 100%. Great, I'm glad that you did. But then there's going to be other days where you may not feel motivated. You may not feel the desire to go and do the thing you said you were going to do. You only got 20% effort to give. It's very easy in those moments to say, screw it, I only have 20%, it's not worth it. Give that 20. Okay, don't let yourself fall into the trap of not showing up consistently because whatever the reason. If you only have 20% to give that 20%. Consistency is the habit you got to build. Again, I talked about when I did my daily walks for 365 days, and I'm still going, by the way. But if you haven't heard Saturday's episode, I'd highly recommend checking that out. I talked about how it doesn't really get easier. Okay, there are still times where I don't feel like doing it, where the day gets in the way and now it's 10 o'clock at night and I got to go do it in the rain. It happens. Okay, it doesn't get any easier over time. So I want you to understand it's not this magical habit you can just build over 21 days and then it's on autopilot. You're still going to have to intentionally put in the effort to show up every day, even when you don't feel like doing it. It doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Okay, when you go to the gym, that 20-pound dumbbell that you're going to pick up, the first time you pick it up might be kind of heavy. But if you consistently show up and do the reps, it's going to be easier to pick that dumbbell up. Now, what happened? The weight didn't change. The dumbbell didn't change. You changed. Okay, you still have to show up and put in the effort. But because you've been consistent in your effort, even when sometimes you didn't feel like, you showed up and you did the thing, you evolved. And that's what this is about. This is about your evolution into your best self. Okay, you are not perfect. You're never going to be. So don't try and pretend that you can only do it in perfect circumstances. Okay, when I say you're not perfect, I mean you're going to make mistakes. I believe you were created perfectly. But you are going to make mistakes in execution. Let's be clear on that. We are human. We're going to goof up sometimes. Don't let it stop you. I need you to be consistent. If you can do nothing else this week, I want you to consistently show up for yourself and put yourself first, which is going to be hard for a lot of people because you want to serve other people, and I appreciate that. You want to be good for your employer, for your team, for your family, whatever that person is in your life. And I respect and appreciate that. But you have to consistently show up for yourself first. You cannot be good for the people around you if you're not good to yourself first. Be good to yourself consistently. Not just when you have time, not just when you want to doom scroll at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep. That's not the time for self-care. Okay, self-care happens all the time and it happens first. Make yourself a priority. Show up consistently. Do the things that are going to help you build the best version of yourself. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I need you to get that expectation out of your mind. You have to continue to show up day after day after day. You got to be a tad better every day. Okay, and that's where the name of that group comes from. If you have not joined the Tad Better Club on Facebook, please go do that. It's a group I have with a good friend of mine, Charlene, where we help people to show up better every day. It's not an overnight success story. It's an overtime success story. You're going to continue to show up as a better version of yourself every day. Progress, not perfection. That's what this is about. Consistency, not intensity. You can do it. I know that you can. I believe in you. I love you. Go win the week.